Hey everyone, and welcome to the second video about fencing in the snow. Today we'll look at the exchanges that ended at wide distance, so mainly hits to the hands and legs. We are once again starting with one-handed swords, the Albion I-33s. This is our very first exchange in this patch of snow, and you can see that Borislav is plowing through it in his lunge. We weren't specifically aiming to stay at large distance, these are just some of the exchanges, you can see the others in the other video. As we're still getting used to working in this environment, we are not yet familiar exactly how much we can go in or out. So you can see that we are standing a bit more still than we would like to, which leads to this specific blow and after blow, where Borislav goes for my leg and then I go for his and he can't move out before I reach him. Additionally, we are not playing with our usual shoes in the hole, but with winter boots, which also changes the way that you're feeling the ground. It is more natural in some cases because you're used to go out in the snow with these kinds of shoes, but you're not used to fence with them, so it can feel a bit different, especially when they get stuck with a bit of snow in them as well. In this exchange, I'm taking advantage of Bobo's inability to slip his leg backwards as he usually would. After I parry his attack to my right side, I feint that I'll be going up, but then go down to hit his leg. I'm slipping to the left so I avoid an afterblow. Here, I forced Bobo to go into the deeper snow while I'm staying out, which helps me when he attempts to hit my leg. Each of us makes several attempted cuts at the other's hands. You can see us here that we are a bit stuck in the snow again, so we can't really move in or out very easily. I protect my left side with passive guards while attempting to cut at his hand. I make a small lunge to draw him forward, and while he chases me, I make a cut to his arm. And now it's time to move into sword and buckler. As we have now trained a bit more, we are getting used to the snow and we can more easily move around. We mostly keep the buckler next to the sword guard when we are in long point, but otherwise move them separately. This gives us the opportunity, after we parry an attack, to go for a lower target, like legs or torso, as I did here. One can also intercept an incoming lower target attack, like here. As the snow is still an issue, even though we're a bit used to it, I tend to keep my stance a bit shorter and not too wide. This gives me the opportunity to pull my forward leg backwards and make a cut in the same motion as Bobo's hand. Here you can see Bobo's attempt to stop my attack with both sword and buckler. As he misses, I get to hit him in the leg, but he then lunges forward for a thrust. It barely reaches, but it can still be called a double. He can't protect his head afterwards though. Here Bobo makes a provocation up top, then goes for a deep step and cut to my leg. His buckler protects his right side from my cut. Next, we will demonstrate you what happens when you don't address the other person's line of attack and don't go for an opposition. To be honest, the snow here doesn't really affect us at all, it was just poor planning from both sides, and distance management wasn't great either. A nice leg slip here. For our final exchange, I provoke Borislav to make a thrust forward, then I move slightly to my left side and manage to hit his hand. It goes perfectly as I'm with my right leg forward and he's with his left, which gives me a good opposition from his right side. If you're interested in the exchanges that go into close distance, you can watch the other video. And I have a couple of more with longsword and sword and buckler for later.